everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jezelle and I am your astrologer today. We'll be going over the Aries New Moon. The Aries New Moon is a very potent new moon. It is one that holds a lot of power in it, and I feel that we haven't had an Aries New Moon like this in a very long time. New moons are new beginnings, and Aries being the first sign of the zodiac makes this really the astrological new year. It's a very fertile new beginning, and Aries represents that first spark of life, or that first inspiration, that first breath, that first, the one that animates us, the one that brings us into this world. And so, with Aries being this like fiery energy, this spark of life, and being the beginning of the zodiac, it is very much fresh energy. And it's actually I think this is the first new moon in the last 3 years that is not an eclipse, which is awesome because eclipses have a little bit of a tendency to work outside of our control, whereas now we almost have the control back in our hands and we're able to work with this energy a little bit more intentionally. So when we think of Aries, we think of bold, impulsive, initiatory. It's a cardinal fire sign. So there's a lot of drive and motivation behind it, a lot of passion. And it is the type of energy that will jump into something headfirst. Think of the ram, this animal that it represents. The ram headbutts, right? So it moves and headbutts, and it's very animalistic in that way, where it's instinctual. Like this feeling or the guidance doesn't necessarily come from logic. It comes from the gut. It comes from something deep within, that space of the solar plexus where we have our will and our courage and, our gall, like that motivation, that drive to push us forward. It is the type of energy that is very much represented by spring and this like sprouting and outward growth of energy. Just as fire moves up and outward, Aries energy is very much up and outward. Now, Aries is a cardinal fire, and typically with how fast it ignites in terms of passion and desire and ideas and whatnot, like whatever it's very excited to embark upon and adventure through and pioneer and discover, that energy can fizzle out or the boredom can set in pretty quickly too. However, this new moon has an energy to it, a planet that's involved, that sort of like roots it or draws it in and kind of grounds it. So there is more holding or more weight to this new moon than there would be another Aries new moon. This energy moves into Aries every 27 to 30 years. So we're in a very unique time frame right now. And this energy in particular, I'll show you the chart, but this energy in particular is a type of energy that requires commitment. It requires determination. It requires showing up for yourself every single day or on a very consistent basis in order to see the fruit of whatever labor, whatever is being initiated at this time. So here is our Aries new moon chart. It's 7:30 in the morning, approximately Eastern time. And the sun and the moon are together at 27 degrees of Aries. This is a late degree new moon, meaning that as much as this energy is very youthful and, in its infancy, we are sitting at the tail end of it. So there is a little bit of a maturity here. And I think that there is perhaps even some pull or some connection to something that we've been contemplating or thinking or like feeling build up within us over some period of time. So this isn't like a very, very fresh, brand new energy. This is something that's sort of been like gestating, and it's ready to be expressed and it's ready to be birthed. Before we start with the new moon conjunct Chiron, because that's a really important part of this new moon, I want to start with this collection of energies up here. So all of these 7 planets or 7 points in this chart are in Aries, and this is called a stellium. And this one in particular is very powerful because it is in that fire sign, and fire is known to be the creator of life, but also the destroyer of life. And so we have two ways that this energy can be experienced. It's either we are birthing something, taking on a new project, discovering something that is probably very transformative and life changing, or we are severing, cutting off, and separating, or I guess removing ourselves from something that has been holding us down or holding us perhaps even hostage from exploring and getting to know this really great, expansive side of ourselves. Neptune is the first planet in this initial quadruple conjunction. And then we have Mercury, Mars, and Saturn. So Neptune is this energy that is very much spiritually connected. It is a planet of spirit, intuition, the ether, everything that is boundless and not tangible or not associated with this physical reality. It can represent our dream state, it can represent our imagination, and it can also represent illusion. And with Mercury conjunct Neptune, our minds are a little bit scattered. We probably are having interesting dreams right now. We're also very likely not connecting ourselves to logic. And then we have Mars, which is this planet of action, and it's a very masculine, forward moving, motivated energy. And so we've got the mind and we have the will, and they are fused together, and we are being driven by this energy that is unseen, or coming from deep within. It's not logically driven. We are moving from this place where perhaps even like a psychically driven place, right? Spiritually driven, psychically driven, acting on intuition, that sort of thing. And whatever it is that we are embarking upon, deciding to, step into or deciding to sever, Saturn is saying, own it and stand by your decision. Saturn is bringing that weight to this experience. It is making you responsible for your actions. It's making you responsible for your words. You can be careful during this time too, because whenever Mercury and Mars are conjunct, there's usually a sharp tongue involved. So I just wanted to mention that. And then we have this new moon conjunct Chiron, and Chiron is this energy that is like the wounded healer, is another term for it, another name for it. And so there's a wound that is around our identity, and I see this as like a limiting self-belief that is stopping us from exploring or experiencing something associated with our growth or associated with this like new territory or something we haven't embarked upon yet. So whatever that I am statement is, perhaps our vision for the future for a year from now is to be healthy, but the I am statement that's limiting is I'm always sick. I feel that this new moon is almost making us recognize what that self-limiting belief is, and it's bringing that a little bit to the surface, and it's something that will be worked on over the coming 6 months to a year. And then we have Jupiter squaring all of these energies, and Jupiter is really expanding it. It's making it a little bit more apparent and dramatic. And Jupiter is exalted here in Cancer, so it's in a really good place. Jupiter represents beliefs, and Cancer represents what we're really comfortable with. So perhaps these I am statements have been cultivated in the past as a comfort or as a safety mechanism, especially emotionally. But they're no longer serving us at this time, and it's time to let them go. Really, it's time to let them go. Jupiter is giving us this opportunity to see the big picture and to envision, especially with this new moon in Aries, envision where we want to see ourselves and what that person, that version of ourselves in the future, what they believe about themselves and what that new I am statement is. So that's what I've got for you today. I hope that was helpful, and I wish you all a beautiful Aries new moon. Until next time, take care.